Scholars, this is Ms. J. Williams from Leadership Development. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about what is a leader and what is leadership. The first thing we're going to talk about is our objective. And our objective is I can identify the 7 habits of leadership and apply them to everyday life. So the first thing we're going to look at is our first anchor chart. And what is a leader? A leader is someone who other people will follow, someone who can inspire you or motivate you to meet a goal. And a leader, like it says, is an inspiration to other people. Someone you could look at, someone who gets you going, and you could look at and say, hey, I want to be like that person. Leadership is the office or position of a leader, the capacity to lead. And an example of that is Miss Evans, our principal. Miss Evans holds the position of being our principal, so therefore she's the leader of our school. The next anchor chart that you will see is some of the words and just some characteristics that I just wrote about. I just wrote leader in the middle. And then some of the characteristics which you will notice is some of our jewels of our school. Leaders are responsible. Leaders are trustworthy. Leaders are passionate. Leaders are tenacious. Leaders are fair. Leaders are caring. Leaders are respectful. Leader has integrity. Leaders are helpful. Leaders are honest. And leaders are virtuous. Now, there are plenty more adjectives that you may add. What other adjectives would you add to this chart of characteristics of leader? All right, so now we're going to get into the lesson of today, the 7 habits of leadership. Before we could get into what the 7 habits are, let's talk about what is a habit. A habit is something we do automatically without thinking. And some of the habits that you can do is being responsible, being organized, being punctual, getting your work done. Those are things that you can do without thinking. Some people have a habit of when they get nervous, they bite their nails. That's not so good a habit, but it is something that they do without thinking. So we're going to get into the 7 habits of a leader and the things that you should be as a leader. The first one is be proactive. You're in charge. And one way is being proactive is controlling the things that you can control and worrying about the things you can control and not the things that you can't. You can't control the weather. So if it's raining outside, one way you could be active is by getting your raincoat, getting an umbrella, making sure you have rain shoes. So therefore, when you go outside, you won't get wet. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. Have a plan. You always want to have a plan and think about what your end goal is when you are being a leader. If you want to get straight A's, that's your goal, to get straight A's. What do you have to do? You have to get your work done. You have to pay attention in the classroom. You have to ask questions. So that is your end goal is to get an A. So those are the things that you have to line up to meet that goal. Our third habit is putting first things first. Work first, then play. One thing, I have a saying that I say in my classroom as well as in my home. And that is do what you have to do, then you can do what you want to do. So how you can apply that is when you wake up in the morning, after you eat breakfast, you go right in to do your homework or schoolwork or whatever is needed to be done that day before you go watch TV, before you go play video games. Therefore, you'll be organized and have your things done first. If you go play games first, before you know it, time will fly by and then you're rushing and you're not getting done what you need to get done. So, get your work done first and then you can do those things. You'll have time to do those things at a later time. Number 4, the fourth habit is think win-win. Everybody can win. It's not only about you. It's enough for everybody to win. When you work together and you have teamwork, you don't have to compete. You don't have to compare yourself to other people. You don't have to be judgmental to other people. But you just realize that if we work together and have teamwork, then therefore we can both win and get what we need out of a situation. Our 5th habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Listen before you talk. A lot of times people have a tendency to just want to listen to respond without really fully understanding what the other person is saying. So let's fully listen and then respond based on what you heard. Therefore, that will lead to effective communication, and there will be no room for error or misunderstandings. Our sixth habit is synergize. Together is best. Working together is always better. It's a saying, two minds are better than one. So we have teamwork, being open-minded, listening to other people's ideas and not just your own. Leaders do not just want to do things that's just the way they want to do it. They are taking ideas of people who follow them, and they are working together. They're understanding differences. They're respecting differences, and they're doing everything that's good for the group. Ashe? And our seventh habit is to sharpen the saw. Balance feel best, and what that basically means is take care of yourself. You are your best asset, and take care of your physical body, your mental body, your social and emotional body. Ways you can take care of your physical body is making sure you're getting a well-balanced meal, making sure that you're eating your vegetables, eating foods that are good for you, also getting your rest, making sure you're getting enough sleep during the night, and making sure that you are exercising also. These are all good things for your physical body because you have to sharpen your soul. The next thing is your social and emotional. You want to make sure that you're meeting people and are interacting with people who are beneficial to you, who will gain, you could gain something from. So you want to make sure that you have good connections and are meeting people who are on the same page as yourself. And the last thing, your mental. Always be willing to learn, reading more, writing more, just always wanting to learn more. You can never learn too much. There's one thing that is about a leader that a leader knows is that they're always willing to learn. So I hope that this lesson has benefited you. There will be a follow-up lesson in your Google Classroom that would apply to this. So make sure you're checking your checklist for your daily assignments as it refers to this lesson. Ashe? Thank you guys and have a good day.